So in today's student interview, we are chatting with Peter, who is based out in Switzerland, and this really is a blast from the past because our kind of agency journeys very closely match up. For those of you guys that don't know, I got my start with my agency journey back in 2016 as a creative agency, and really 2017 was my breakthrough year. But for the first 3 quarters of 2017, I basically only offered content creation, editing, and then distribution. So basically, I would charge a K a month, 1,500 pounds a month, 2,500 pounds a month, and basically do all of their content, all the distribution, and the social media growth. So yeah, Peter's story and timeline very closely matches and mirrors to mine. Also, it's awesome to bring someone on who doesn't have an advertising agency. My company is not called Grow Your Advertising Agency. It's called Grow Your Agency because we have students in the program who are making 20, 30, 40, 50, even 100K a month with email marketing, with web design, with graphic design, with having a creative agency, having a SEO agency. Like, we have such a broad spectrum. We have people in there who have an intellectual property protection agency. Like, such a wide spectrum. So it's awesome to bring someone on who doesn't have an advertising agency, who has a creative agency, and can kind of speak on that a little more. So, ladies and gents, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next one. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another student interview. We are here with Peter today, who actually just returned back from Germany to see a client. That's almost like a super dope feeling, like traveling abroad, all expenses paid to go see a client. To me, that's one of the bigger perks of having an agency. I always just thought that was like a super cool aspect of it. And if you ever have the chance to travel to go see a client, expenses paid though, definitely do it. It's an awesome feeling. But anyways, I'm stealing the limelight. So if you want to introduce yourself, a little bit about yourself, how you got into this whole crazy, weird world, and a little bit more.
Yeah, thank you for the call, Iman. Yeah, actually, it's been, like you said, I really love this, like going to see a client, shooting some videos. I'm like more in the creative agency world and shoot content for them. And it's like paid holidays sometimes. And yeah, it's, how did I start? I think the journey all began in 2018. I actually had that like normal job working in-house in a sales team. But it was like, I struggled with the same thing everyone else, which I saw here in the community, maybe struggled at the beginning, who had like a normal job. And I just saw what's possible or what other people's like you did. And I just like randomly in summer 2018 quit my job. And to be really honest, I had no plan and no guidance at all. And like for 1 year, like straight 1 year, I posted content on the social medias and tried to figure it out, but actually I didn't figure it out. And yeah, then in summer 2019, it was like one of the lowest moments at that time, because I was like with all my finances at zero and nothing really worked out. And at that time I met one of my first mentors who had like a video app for real estate. And he started to guide me, and I did sales and marketing here in Switzerland for this video app, which then after like 4 months, I had like 30 agencies as a client, and it worked like pretty well. And because of that, I started to get my own clients as well. So I had like the first client, which I did like content for them. And this was like on the end of December 2019, actually, when I went across your program, the Agency Incubator. And I know you previously because I saw many ads from you, like with Whale. And before, I can honestly say before, it was like sometimes so annoying because I saw it so many times, and for me nothing clicked. But then in December 2019, when I saw, okay, what's possible when you can do sales and what's possible or what agencies pay for like services like this when they see the value and when you can provide like the right value. And I actually, before I set my goal, like, okay, for 2020, make like 6 figures. And then like the first thing I saw was like agency incubator, scale your agency to 6 figures. And then was like, okay, I have to enroll in this course. Maybe it's the investment I have to do. Yeah.
So that was end of December, basically going into 2020. And the past, you want to tell them a little bit about what you did in April and what you did in May, and then what you did in April and what you did in May.
So, like, what do you mean, like revenue-wise?
Revenue-wise from the agent. Yeah, revenue-wise from the agent. I mean, because also, revenue and profit. I'd be interested to hear your margins.
Yeah. So revenue-wise, I was like the last couple of 3 months, I was between 10 and 12K a month. So I have like on one side, I have like the retainers, which I do like content creation and help them with the strategy, mostly on LinkedIn. And they do the distribution by themselves. And on the other side, I have like one-time gigs where I shoot like for local businesses, videos. And that's actually what I did before. And like profit, to be honest, I don't have many expenses, which is now really good. I'm in my apartment, so I don't have an office. I don't have all the stuff you actually need to have to get clients. So like I did what I did in what was the big expenses was like I just upgraded my stuff, my gear. That was like the most of the expenses. And otherwise it was mostly like maybe 1 to 2K just to invest in invest in your courses also, like the starting point.
Yeah, especially as like, for anyone watching this who's known me for a while will know that I kind of got my start as a creative agency. I would create the content, I would do video, I'd video and photo, I'd edit it, I'd whip up the content, and then Kieran and I have actually been working on and off for like 2.5 years. He would actually, I used to pay him, I think it was $250 per month per client to just do 60 captions and do all the distribution. It's funny. I was looking at some old messages between me and Kieran the other day on iMessage, because I can, from middle of 2017, I have notifications turned off for iMessage. Like, if anyone knows me, they just message me on WhatsApp. But it's funny because I'm there like asking him like, hey, why didn't this post go out today? Blah blah. The client's pissed at me. Like, anyways. But the point I was trying to make was, when you have a creative agency, one thing that I found is equipment can get expensive, but not because it has to, because even me, I'm like, oh, like, I have the A7R Mark III. Oh, the Mark IV came out, and I definitely don't need all these extra megapixels, but fuck it, whatever. So yeah, usually as a content creator, you end up spending a lot more money, not because you have to, but because you want that extra new model or this or that.
Yeah, but that's a very fun, and that was actually very inspiring for me, because I saw, okay, you started like almost the same, and it was like, whoa, that's crazy, because I saw some old YouTube videos from you, and I saw, oh man, he was like on the same shoes as, because there was something I struggled with at the beginning to how do I do it, and I can remember when I went on the live calls, just asked you, I'm in this kind of stage right now, and you told me exactly what you went through. That was definitely also very helpful. But about the gear, I'm actually, to be honest, I'm not very the equipment guy. So because before
That's good.
I have no like knowledge about videos. I just saw, like, because I sold the video app, I knew how to sell videos, and
Oh, really?
And the last 6 months, I just started to progress as well in my video quality. So that helped as well to get like higher paid clients. Yeah.
Well, one question I want to ask you is literally, you said, off camera a week ago, a couple of days ago, you just closed a client for a 10K one-off job. Like, I got to a point where, I was obviously I had my retainer clients and stuff like that. And to be honest, I was comparatively to my skill, I can say I was charging way too much. But that's the thing. When you learn sales, you can have the best videographer on earth. They're still going to, I know because I've had interactions with a lot of videographers, and a lot of videographers will like tell you a price and then immediately they'll discount it because they're like so unsure of their pricing. So if you know sales and you're in the video space, it honestly doesn't matter if you're a okay videographer, you're going to end up doing really, really well. But I guess my question to you is, how did you have the balls to charge, you've only been doing this for 6 months. How did you have the balls to charge 10K for a video project? And also from the client side, what value do you think they're seeing that they're like, okay, it's feasible to spend 10K on this?
Yeah, I totally get this. I met also like few videographers who were like, how can you like charge that much? But maybe first nugget that I learned that helped me a lot is like when it's about negotiation and stuff about the price, it's the first who drop a number loses. So that was I learned. And actually to be honest about this 10K client or like project, it's like 5 videos which I shoot in 2 days, like 5 1-minute videos. So it's like 2K per 1-minute video. It's
I mean,
like,
still
that's the value they get. And it's also like a bigger company. They have like, I think 14 locations here in Switzerland. And for that, it's like when I see my quality that I have right now, and I see other in the what they charge here in Switzerland, it's like sometimes way higher. And of course, what I learned like about the last year, I learned a lot about LinkedIn. I started to push content there and build up my profile. And they're also very interested in how to distribute it on LinkedIn and how to build up like company on their LinkedIn profile. Yeah. And that's
so is that
definitely a value I can add.
So, okay, so because the other thing is we have a little bit of a different model. We both, or what I used to do in 2017, we would both shoot the content, edit the content, except, I would actually, technically, I would outsource it to Kieran back then. I would actually write the captions and distribute it, and kind of like also, I was responsible for the growth of their social media as well. Whereas you shoot the content, you edit it, but then they do the distribution, correct?
Yeah.
And most of it, that's so bomb. That's so badass. So and most of the time they're distributing it on LinkedIn, right?
Yes.
So your LinkedIn profile is almost like a proof of concept of like, hey, look, I'm getting clients via LinkedIn. Yeah. Now I'd like to help you get clients via LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's exactly why it worked, or where I get my first client from, because like my proof of concept was when I grew like for the video app in the real estate niche. I, from those like 30 or clients, like half was like from LinkedIn, and they started to like ask me, hey, I want to have you in my agency and give us a presentation about video marketing for real estate. And that's how I started, because I saw what's possible when you have like when you share like valuable content, and when you put like, when you not like just create nice looking content, but like content who are like speaking about a problem or a need from your client. And yeah, that's what I still try to get better at it and deliver value.
So So that, I think that's one important thing to note is you're not just a videographer, you're a videographer who knows sales and marketing. And it's like, cause that's also the thing, you got to look at what is your, like whenever anyone asks me, oh, what niche should I work in? Or which service should I offer? I also ask, what are you passionate about and what do you have a competitive advantage in?
Yeah.
You're actually more a sales and marketing guy who learned videography and then you marry the two together. So in the same way that, like, for example, Kieran, when he first joined last year, like I had to train him for 3-4 months on, he was an amazing writer. He was an amazing copywriter, a writer who writes copy in order to sell or elicit some sort of call to action. And I think that from what I understand, that's kind of the same with you, with a lot of videographers. You're a videographer, yes, but you're a videographer who's focused on the sales and marketing and creating content that actually elicits a call to action.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's the way, because I first learned sales and marketing, and then again in Agency Incubator, sales. And like when I watch like almost every student interview, it's funny, finally I'm in one. I watched almost every student interview, and it was always about like making appointments, filling up the pipeline, and just making sales. It was a lot about sales, and I learned like a ton from the course about sales as well. And so I first learned the sales, and then now like the last month or last 2 months, I actually started to learn about videos as well. And it was like I took the time every day, learned about videos, how to make them better. And it was like I spent maybe 1 to 2 hours a day, but I don't earn more because of it, because it's like when you are like very good at videos, but you can't shoot videos, you don't have clients, then you're fucked in a way, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that was definitely helpful to learn that.
So it seems like you've got things pretty nailed down. You're using LinkedIn as a, first of all, proof of concept and as a inbound organic strategy. It seems like you got your service delivery down. One thing you told me off camera, which I found very interesting, is right now, obviously you have a blend between one-off projects and retainer projects, but your retainers that you're charging 2-3K for, once again, the expectation, it was a little different with me when I had a creative agency. The expectation was like, all right, you got to distribute, you got to write the captions, and then you're also responsible for the growth. For you, from what I understand, it's basically like you just have like monthly contracts for shoot days where you just shoot for 1 day, and then I'm guessing editing takes you a day or two, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And for me, or what I also like try to help them, because I want to see like not just we create like good content who like speaks to their audience, is when I see they are not like putting in the effort, because I worked a lot to give them like the best tool, and if they don't use it, or if they not being proactive on the platform, it's like useless in a way. But yeah, that's definitely, right now I'm still like a one-man production house. I had some freelancer who helped me with some or like for free, just to learn a little bit about sales from me. But yeah, it's like right now I'm in a stage to just learn more. And like I think I was in a live call with you, and you said like it's time to build a machinery, and yeah, that's like the stage I'm in right now. I guess.
So that kind of leeways perfectly into the next question, which is, you seem pretty solid, firm. Where does the next 12 months take you? What are you looking to do with your agency in the next 12 months?
Yeah, very good question. So my goal for the end of this year, or for 2020, was like making over 100K. So I'm on a good way. I definitely want to reach that goal and try to be as consistent as possible, fill up my weeks with like new potential clients, if there are one-time video deals, or if they are like maybe a retainer. But right now I'm limited with like how many clients I can take on, because I can't work like 24 hours. And yeah, what I definitely want to do, or what I what I feel is right is definitely to pick a niche, because right now I shot a lot for local businesses. And like you mentioned in the course as well, like the first 6 months, because I started and shot like many different videos for businesses, is like to shoot maybe just for one area. Maybe it's the real estate industry, because I already had like a little bit of a name there, and just try to provide with the videos I shot to maybe get someone who helps me with the Facebook ads or something like this, to just deliver them even more results. So it's like kind of the transition you did back then, like turning more into a results-driven agency. But yeah, that's the, I guess, the next step for me. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for all my questions. It's been a pretty smooth interview. Yeah, it's definitely awesome to get another person on here who has a creative agency as well, because I don't think, we got people at GrowYourAgency.com who have email marketing agencies, creative agencies. Like I started off as creative agencies, advertising agencies, social media marketing only agencies, like web design agencies, like PR agencies. Like we have such a wide scope. Because the principles are the principles. Like you take the foundation and you apply it to the business. The only thing that's different is the service delivery aspect of things. So yeah, it kind of feels like a blast from the past bringing you on here, except you managed to do a hell of a lot quicker than I did. Yeah, for my first client, August of 2016, my old football club for 300 pounds a month. It took me 6 months to get my second client, athlete, which was February of March of 2017. So yeah, you're doing a hell of a lot better than I was back then. So a lot of respect to you.
Yeah, yeah, of course. When I have the opportunity, I want to thank you as well. Like to step up, get out, and like just put your message out. Is like, it was very helpful for me as well. And like all the student interviews, all the thing you put out, it was like, because when I started at the very first beginning, I had a little bit of a doubt, like, is this really possible? And I just, that's no joke, I just watched every student interview you put out, and I was like, when these people can do it, it must be possible. And yeah, there was definitely like a ton of value in the course and with your videos. So I want to thank you for that. That's definitely.
I appreciate that, Peter. Well, I will see you in person later this year at the GrowYourAgency event, where you can pick up your six-figure club whale. Man, I'm so excited for the party. It was meant to be like April. That's initially, and then obviously everything in the world happens. So hopefully November. I'm thinking October, November. But anyways, I want to thank you for your time. This has been awesome, and yeah, appreciate it, dude. Cheers.
Thank you.